let's get it going. Stream is intended to be used for educational purposes only. It's not intended to be used as financial advice. Even if you were to mistake this for financial advice, this is clearly an art channel, and an aquatic one at that. It shouldn't be confused with any of these stocks or crypto or other things that the SEC is really hounded on right now. So hope you guys are doing well. Glad to see you guys are here. And let me see if I can get these screens switched around. And my name is Rainbow Runner, founder of Rainbow Trends, Rainbow Theory. If you have no idea why the charts look crazy, check us out at rainbow-trends.com. Man, I've got like 5 years into this at this point, and make some of the best tools and indicators in the world. I know I'm biased, full disclosure, I wrote them, but we use them, and we got a lot of dudes who absolutely killed it during the bear market, and they survived, and they out-traded a lot of other dudes, including myself. So always shout out to the Rainbow Odries in the Discord. And you can sign up for free. We got tutorials and all this stuff. I'm not going to go into it and shill it the whole time, but if you're curious why my charts look so weird, that's why. It's not Ichimoku. It's kind of a mix of everything that I found that worked. So anyway, where are we going to get going? Let's look at Bitcoin. It's been going sideways, and it's been doing well. We had a lot of fake outs here. I say fake outs. It scared a lot of people. It's still pretty violent. ETF launch was kind of sell the news, if you want to look at it that way. We hit like 49, went all the way down to 38. So it zoomed out. It doesn't look too bad, but it kind of scared a lot of people, as it, I guess it should. I've been telling my stance for a while, and I'm gonna do one last tweet. We're live. All right, and I'm not too fazed by it. I'm not leveraging this. I'm exposed in spot, and I'm not trying not to get shaken out right now. So I'm kind of numb to a lot of the stuff. And if you really want to know my sentiment, I may or may not have sent that to Zach earlier today. That got posted. So in my mind, ETF dust is settling. They're sucking up BTC like a vacuum, and the halving's coming. I'm not gonna get bearish right now and start dumping bags. My mindset right now is looking at if I'm going to regret this come 2025 is really what I'm looking at. I don't think we're going to be below 40K, even Q2, Q3, whatever this year, but I'm looking at this stuff on the 2025 timeframes, and like zoomed out, I'm really not worried about this little bit of PA. I'm really not. So if you're in a trading shop and losing your mind, sure, you can, but I'm really kind of numb to it at this point, and I'm just going to keep building positions. We get crazy days, we get little pullbacks. I'm just going to keep adding to it. Is that the wrong mindset? I don't know. I just don't think buying months going into a halving has ever been a decision anybody's ever regretted 12 months down the line, and that's really where I'm looking at. So that's where we're at. And a lot of the past streams of the past weeks, I've been talking about what I've been really focused on, and that's really this. We didn't know what these ETFs were going to do. We knew there was going to be a lot, or there was the idea that GBTC was going to outflow, but what the question was were these people going to sell and that money go into the lower fee ETFs, or if it was going to go out of the market entirely? Well, this is a lot of nonsense at first when you look at it, but the main thing you need to focus here is the daily change. So essentially we started out with the bang, there was inflows, it faded, and then eventually Grayscale started selling more Bitcoin than the other ETFs were consuming by themselves, but that only lasted for 2 days, and then it started pumping back up. And tomorrow we're going to find out what today's numbers were, which is going to be the initial reports coming in right now. Is it's looking like Grayscale didn't dump very hard at all, so keep that in mind. But on the 29th and the 30th, that was over over like $11,000 worth of crypto Bitcoins getting bought up on the ETFs. So to put that in perspective, I think in 24 hours of mining, assuming we have blocks coming in at like 10 minutes, it's like miners are only producing like 900 Bitcoin per day. And these ETFs alone, with Grayscale still dumping, they're sucking in over 5,000 Bitcoin per day. So there's a buyer, and they're sucking up Bitcoin on spot and consuming it. And I watched a lot of the PA today on the exchanges. A lot of it was leverage stuff, kind of trying to slow down, particularly on Binance is where I saw a bunch of shorts trying to stop the pumps today. And we did get some pumps up and down, etc. But that's where we're at. And if we keep seeing this to continue, I would love to see it. Like, I just don't know how we have this big of a whale coming in, sucking all this Bitcoin up. And it's not that it's going directly into to Fink's wallet, but this is a market that's consuming, and it's growing. And price didn't necessarily go up on these days. Price has been going down, and it's continuing to ramp up. So hopefully the trend continues. We keep seeing GBTC kind of trail off. You know, they've only got so many Bitcoin, albeit they have a ton of Bitcoin. a lot. They started out with 619,000, and it's fading. So at these original rates, it was going to be done around like March, I think, but it's fading. So I think we're going to get to a point where it just kind of fades out, and then eventually it's going to just kind of flatline. And I think the people that want to stay with GPT will stay with it. But regardless, the other ones are ramping up, and things are looking good. So actually, I wanted to start with this, and I'm all backwards. Check this out. I saw this on Twitter today. I've never seen a video of a Port Jackson shark. This is a shark out of Australia, but they've got some of the coolest stripes. And since this is an aquatic art channel, I wanted to show this. But I always thought it was cool. They have like this spray paint looking pattern, and it's pretty consistent among different Port Jacksons. It's not a shark I've seen, or it doesn't live near me, but I always thought they're really cool. And speaking of sharks, you guys know I went on vacation over the Christmas break, and I finally got some videos and photos of what we caught. And we were trying for a great white. Didn't get a great white, but I did break a personal best. So there's the best blurry photo I have of the 10-foot hammerhead that we ended up catching. So I've been stuck at 9 foot for a very, very long time on sharks, and I finally broke the double-digit barrier. So that was pretty cool. We caught a barracuda trolling, set up on a wreck, like a reef wreck thing, and then ran half the barracuda out, and that's how I broke that record. So anyway, and the other thing, we're talking about ETFs. You know, ETFs are absorbing all this stuff. Why is Bitcoin not just going straight up, right? The halvening's coming. This is our markers. The vertical mark here was the ETF. These markers here, I don't remember which one this is. That was May. Right now, when I checked it this morning, it was like April 18th. That's the halvening date. So we'll get the halvening here at 418. And we're working our way through it, and that was the ETF. And now we're kind of walking through here. Maybe we get a belly. I'm not really going to cry about it. I know CryptoMain, or CryptoMain is talking about, TraderMain is talking like 35 is programmed. That's great. Even if we do, I'm just going to keep buying. I'm running out of time to build positions. A lot of times we pump into a halvening, and then we kind of belly out, and then we go on the macro run, and then things start getting crazy, and grandma starts calling, right? That's what we want to do, and we'll see. But anywho, Bitcoin will never go to zero, sir. I have a bid for 1/10 of a penny, or 1,000th of a penny, for all 21 million on Coinbase. So you'll never feel that. If you want to be a whale, you can go catch a shark, maybe. The apex predators are whales, though. Orcas are gnarly. But back to this. Markets absorbing and adjusting to the ETF flows. That changes the game across all boards. We weren't sure how Coinbase was going to react with the supply. We weren't sure how the leverage exchanges were going to react to it, because this is all going to be on spot. And frankly, there's a lot of stuff going on. FTX is having news again. OpenX ceased to have operations. They stopped their stuff today. This was the Zuzu exchange that's gone down in what, a month? I think their Twitter account's like a year old. I don't even remember. I remember Zoo was trying to do a new exchange, but I've never even looked into it. So keep that in mind. Bitcoin's taking a brunt here. We've got all this exchange drama. And we've also got a bunch of selling pressure. If you go look at CryptoQuant, in total, they're saying there's over 4,000 Bitcoins flowed to the spot exchanges, and it's just dumping into it. And I don't know about you, but I remember when Bad News used to do stuff like this. Just complete bam, 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 right? We're not really doing that. Yeah, we're moving down. We're not going straight up, sure. But, like, this structure's still pretty much intact. So, anywho, I'm kind of proud of, like, what I'm trying to say is, like, a lot of stuff's been thrown on Bitcoin's shoulders, and it's hanging. So I'm really happy to see that. So, let me see, what was it? And that's how that goes. On a bigger news thing, well, I guess not a bigger news, but if you're not aware, one of the top crypto coins, which I wish wasn't true, is XRP. XRP was hacked. Not hacked. The founder of XRP had their wallet hacked for about a private wallet with about $200 million, or 188. But shout out to our boy Tom Crown, who answers all our tags and all our DMs. So awesome, so funny. He went long XRP the night before this hack happened, and I just thought it was the funniest thing, because Tom always gets into the craziest shenanigans on Twitter that are legal. I'll leave the others to BitBoy, but this is what happened. He literally longed the day before this happened. Ripple's Chris Larson reports some authorized access to a few of his personal XRP accounts. So yeah, the homeboy, Chris Larson, he had like $188 million worth of XRP in there. So awesome. And that's what that wick was. Or no, this is this wick. My bad. I think that was a different one. On some of the other exchanges, it went really deep. Let me check it on Kraken real quick. Not that I ever cover Ripple, but yeah. So the hack happened, and like Tom woke back up here in profit. So it was just hilarious. Yeah, Tom's the best. He's like he's funny as hell. Like there's all these like jokes and stuff he does that like other people do not catch. And I just think it's absolutely hilarious, and mad that other people don't catch it. And then he's a really good trader and a good dude at the same time, which is like the trifecta. It's hard to find that type of stuff. Most of the people that are good at talking on camera are like paid shield LARPs, right? That just like don't add value. He adds a lot of value, and he's always funny. I wish I could find the video, but he was doing posts and subtly hinting about Zcash. So the reflection on his sunglasses was the Z with the circle, and I was just dying laughing. And he goes, "You were literally the only one who caught that." And I was like, that's freaking hilarious. So anyway, sorry CD. I'm very tired too. It's been a crazy week. But anyway, back to Bitcoin. The flows, I think it's still probably going to be another week before we really know what's going to happen with the flows. And the one thing I know is whales don't really step into a market when there's uncertainty. So ETFs were uncertainty. We did not know what was going to happen. We really didn't. And not to shill the Rainbow Theory tools, but like these tops, these bottoms, really good. Really good. Right now they're doing extremely good. While we're going sideways, they're catching it. So there's been a lot of people that have been doing some absolutely crazy trades on the Discord. There was a few of them that caught that, so congrats if you got that one. But long story short, we're doing good. We went into the ETF. ETF's doing good. It's not just a massive dump that's perpetual. I just moved my screen and lost it. Hold on. 43, 30. And give me 1 second. I gotta write something down. So anyway, I'm happy with it. It's not what other people are happy with, but I'm happy with it. And I will say I'm not real excited for the Ethereum ETFs at this point with all the shenanigans with Gensler. I'm not so cool on that, but it is what it is. Speaking of that, though, moving on to Ethereum. Ethereum did show some serious life here, some serious cojones. Printed an actual H4 top, which you get an RSI top and a Rainbow Runnerbot top. Pay attention, especially for printing purples, people. Purple candles, you know, that's the second strongest and it's rotating. You could probably argue this is an angled Bart with this type of hairline. It's a bit angled more than I liked, but Doppel back in the day was asking about the angles of the hairlines. Does it matter? And ever since he said that, I'm starting to take notice, and I think that's going to be one of them to maybe mark. But what do you guys think? I think Ethereum, I think it's going to be painful. I'm going to have to sit here and hold it for a long time, especially when we were really doing a lot of trades with like Say and Tia that were just printing. Because right now those are really pulled back, and the market makers seem to be kind of chilled out. I don't know, man. The gamblers, I've seen it both ways. I've seen gamblers that are good and chill and live their life, and I've seen other ones that are just high strung as F. But let me see. And I think one of the Ethereum ETFs, I need to look it up. I couldn't find it before the stream, but I think one of them was going to move their stuff. Yeah, I'm sorry, but up since 6. Is going to move it to outside of Coinbase custody, which I thought was cool because Valkyrie came in today and published this. So Valkyrie is going to be putting their stuff outside of Coinbase, which is really awesome. I'm not so sure what BitGo is, but the main thing is man, all those ETFs that launched, they were all using Coinbase, and that's cool to have Coinbase in the game. But when like 9 out of 10 of them, or virtually all of them, were using Coinbase, I was getting a little worried. Y'all remember when FTX went down? Like, that type of stuff could still potentially happen. I'm sure Coinbase is probably one of the safest ones. I'm not sure. It's just my gut telling me. I don't know. I'm not sponsored by them, but they've dealt with the most stuff. They've been audited by the feds, etc. Yeah, they get into legal battles with the SEC, but they hold their ground and they do well. So that's where I'm at with Ethereum as well. I think this one's going to go too hard too, and if it goes stupid into the ETF listing, maybe peel some off and rotate back into Bitcoin for a while. Guys, now you got me self-conscious about my yawns, and I'm yawning 10 times worse. This is awful, and I don't want to drink coffee, but not this late. But market though, for you guys, it's kind of chilling out, and people were really, we've been up only for a very, very long time. This move from like 27 to 49 has been real, and if you can tell, we've moved to the right. That uptrend, violent uptrend's kind of gone, but it's kind of also expected. So we'll keep moving up to the halving. It's about 75 days. It's getting real close. It's closer than you think. So keep that in mind. It's gonna matter. Everyone says blah blah blah, it doesn't matter, it matters. I'll always say that matters. I don't care. But let me show you guys, since we did so good with Say is kind of breaking my heart. When I say Bitcoin went sideways, Say went on this insane run, and now it's kind of going sideways too, albeit it's pretty damn violent. We got some bottoms, and we actually tagged the bottom of the reversion rainbow when we've been hanging on the upside. So this rotation's been not the most fun thing, but I'm still committed to Say, for better or for worse. If you look at the pivots, that's on the 2 hour. It's pretty good. Especially these bottom prints have been pretty damn good as well. But the top prints, man, we just kept printing tops and purples and hanging in the side, and then finally it broke out. But it's not nuking, right? That's the one thing I have noticed. Same thing with Tia. Tia's not really nuking either. Tia's kind of doing the same thing though. It's been going sideways. Not as violent as what Say was doing, but it's still doing, in my opinion, doing pretty well. But one thing I did want to show, I think it was last night or the night before, there was a pretty decent pullback on Link. And I made a tweet about it. And I said, hey, out of all the coins right now, this major did not pull back much at all. And it had an uptrend and just kind of did this little bit of a pullback. That was it. And then today, she's gone up 9%. So long story short, when you have a really bad violent day on Bitcoin, go over to your TradingView chart and like you can see how I kind of do these. It's labeled Coinbase. I try to list all the USD pairs on that exchange that are available, and then there's this change percent button over here. And you can sort for the daily what's doing best, what's doing worse. So typically when we have Bitcoin pulling back pretty hard, I'll look and see what's the greenest of the day. And there's usually coins I've never heard of. Like I really don't know what Storage and FLR are, but I do know that like, hey, Link's doing really well while the others are not. So that's what made me clue into this one. And now she's gone up, I think when I, wow. Yeah, today during lunch, it was about 9%. Now it's, jeez, it's 16% now, guys. But we don't want to long purples into this. Unless maybe this can really show some strength to hold this, then we can go. But either way, lessons learned. Look for strength when everything else is weak, especially in a major. Don't just like, hey, some top 3,000 coins printing, it's going to continue. Look for something that's actually got some weight to it. Link's a pretty big boy. So that's awesome to see. That's, and it's just order block to order block. There's an order block here. I don't know why that's jumping around. Let me turn that magnet off. And then you've got like the order block there. So it's cool to see that. And there's kind of an intermediary little one here. But she went through it, so it's awesome to see. If you guys are hitting it up. Storage is like Filecoin? Well, that makes sense. Storage. It's storage. That's awesome. When storage pump, it really goes, but it's like LTC and lags behind the market usually. Big shit coin. Man, I'm seeing some Litecoin talk. Some dudes are talking about it being the future of finance again, and I don't think you're gonna make fortunes on this, but you can make gains. I will say this though, Litecoin, the one thing I do like about Litecoin, it really respects like rainbow reversions and stuff. So in the once in a blue moon, it prints white candles and you get like pink RSIs, which is really, 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 really rare. It will mean revert. Not as much as the others, but it's pretty consistent. That's only a 15% bounce. It's not the best, but it did move up here. So it's just, you can get it to bounce off those. That's all I'm saying. So take it for what it's worth. But anywho, we're getting up to about halfway through the stream. Just a reminder, we will go into the Discord and hang out and do the open table. And anybody who wants to chat or ask me questions directly, you're more than welcome to it. And it's all free in the Rainbow Discord. And someone asked me earlier this week, is it just for the OGs, chosen few, whatever? It's for anybody. As long as you're a good dude with good vibes, or a good gal with good vibes, it's all good. It's not a pissing match. Gotta take a look at Jasmine. XT. Just kind of cruising through stuff right now. Nothing has really caught my eye except like the Jupiter airdrop. If you guys weren't aware, Jupiter airdrop happened and people were given free money, and people are still on Twitter crying their eyes out for some reason. You see a candle like this is just an exchange coming online. Don't ever freak out. Kind of ignore it for the most part. Like, if you want to see it like on the 1 second. If you've got the really awesome version of TradingView, you can go to 1 second charts and see this. Let me go to 5 second. Which, by the way, if you ever try to set alerts on stuff below a minute, you are only allowed to do 4 alerts per minute on TradingView. I found that out last month or this month. It'll turn your alert off. It'll say, hey, too many per blah blah blah. Man, I can't find it. Oh, come on. Maybe I'm gonna have to go to 15 second to get this point across. Thank you for staying with me. But this is kind of like you get to see an exchange come online and like Binance open up their order books to the whales. And then they come in. Oh wow, it doesn't even show. Or do I need to do replay? No, it doesn't even show it on the 15 second. So I guess that doesn't even print, and just on like the hourly it shows up. I don't know. Because we just looked at this at 15 seconds and it wasn't there. But either way, the story is the same. Ignore it. But 70 cents a pop is pretty much what it's going for. Next level traders in the Discord roundtable. For sure. It's cool to see the dudes pick it up. And they do wilder stuff with it than I ever imagined. I mean, you get real signal with the colors and the bots and stuff. You give it to a sick trader who like could cut their teeth without tools, it gets wild. Real wild. There's also like some guys who are very not social and they'll just DM me stuff that they're doing, and they'll send you a 6-figure P&L thing they just hit, and you're like, good God, please share it. But they want to stay secret, they can. That's cool, all good. So anyway, but a lot of people with that Jupiter airdrop, it put a very, very, very big strain on Sol. So keep that in mind. That's kind of why I think we saw some of the Sol stuff hit. It kind of didn't take it all the way offline, but they started struggling with it. And that's supposed to be the future of finance. Sol's supposed to be able to do all the stuff, but it struggled and kind of pulled down. But now it's kind of pulling back up. This is pretty good transition here. Maybe it's a TWAP, we'll see. But you can see, like, you go look at Orca, my beloved one Sol token. It's just been completely nuked, and now it's kind of bottoming. So hopefully we get that RSI bottom and she keeps on running again, because this was one of my best picks earlier this year. I saw Orcas, their name's Orca, their Twitter team talks like pirates, and it's Sol DeFi. I'm like, I'm sold. So the other thing I wanted to keep an eye on, we need to really start looking at AI tokens again. With a lot of the stuff of the earnings we had, I'm not going to cover too much TradeFi today, but especially because I want to see the prints tomorrow. But a lot of the I'm sorry, I did it with an M. A lot of AI stuff knocked out the markets today, so a lot of cool reports from like Meta, Nvidia, AMD, Intel, and all that stuff this month have been really, really impressive. And Render's waking back up, so if we can get this to be reaccumulation and wake back up, you remember what these things were doing when they ripped. They ripped hard, so get our reaccumulation to start ripping hard, and that'll be awesome. So anyway, another thing, it's felt really weird to me, especially because I have notifications on him. Rager came out and said it. Wolf hasn't posted in a couple of weeks. Before this, he was actually very, very active. So kind of weird. Hisaka hasn't said anything in a bit. I just thought it was a bit off-putting, because he was killing it for a while and then he just went cold. And it wasn't like, hey, goodbye, I'll talk to you guys later. It was just like, ugh. We'll see you guys. Oh, Blake sent me this, and I wanted to pull it up because I only got to look at it on my phone. But apparently Wi-Fi 2 got nuked. Yeah, so future of finance. This is so awesome. Not the chart, the fact that the tools called it. So this is the never been done before machine learning band, and it caught it to a T. That's so freaking cool. I don't know what happened on Wi-Fi 2 yet. Maybe you guys in the chat know. If you know, hit us up, let us know. But Wi-Fi fell out of the Wi-Fi 2, or whatever you call this, Wi-Fi I don't know. You know me, I make up terms. It dropped 80% in like a day, or a day and a half. I still don't know the news behind it or what happened, but that's just straight up white candles into reversion bands. But I'm not interested in this. This could be a protocol that's like broken, so like I'm not trying to knife catch this. If this was Litecoin or Ethereum, I would, but like I don't know what Wi-Fi 2 is. And you have to remember, Wi-Fi got exploited with some DeFi leverage. What was it? Was it in December? November. Remember this run when Wi-Fi just went absolutely crazy and pumped into the reversion bands and then nuked? Gotta be careful. Now this was a bit different. We knew what was going on with that one. This one, I don't know. If you guys know, let me know in the chat, because this ain't normal. This is not normal. Inverse Bart, I don't know. Yeah. The orange band is machine learning, so once you hit it, it'll pull away further. It's easier to see it on the cyan one. So the red and green bands are the normal ones. So basically, Caleb was asking, what's the difference between these colors? So the red and the green never move with machine learning, but the orange and the blue ones will. So anytime you start touching these, it pushes them out even further, because the machine learning learns how violent a coin can be. So for instance, if you use Litecoin normally won't go outside of these bands for like years at a time. But if you like go mess with like WiFhat or like SHIB can blow through these bad boys. So I designed a tool that does machine learning to remember when it's been touched, and it'll pull back out. And you'll see like some of our deadliest traders, especially the ones that short, they catch rainbow rotations in these cyan bands and they just ride them back down. For the most part, you can't stay in here ever. It will revert back eventually. Like 95, 98% of the time. Unless there's like, you're talking about a coin with no liquidity or something like that. Like that's what we're talking about. But essentially is the more you push into it, the harder that machine learning like is gonna learn and pull the gains up higher, and it remembers its scars per se. So it remembers when it's been hit, and it doesn't ever forget and readjust down. And it scans every single candle that's on the chart, so it takes it just a hair to load over the other ones, but I guess Mexi's a good one. Not really. Well, if you see that, it's because there's not enough candles for these tools to work. So anyway, let me turn some of the stuff off I could show you. So you see it learning there for the first time? That's what we're focused on. Let me turn off oil prints and pivots. Here we go. So WiFhat was coming along and then it exploded, right? And that's why these colors are so extreme. This is a meme coin. Meme coins don't move like Litecoin. So you can see that cyan band is hidden behind that green one, and then you start messing with it and it starts pulling it up. So you can actually see it like adjusting here. And then when this blowout really went hard, it started pulling the gains up until it quit cutting it, and now it holds it. But now, do you see how before it had any machine learning, you could cut through it and get above it? But from here on, it now has memory. and when you come up on it the second time, it catches it. So that's the beauty of using tools that have like real machine learning. I'm not sitting here telling you it's like AI and machine learning and just because it sounds cool and it's like 10 lines of code. This thing took me months to do and left me in a brain fog for about a month. I got it running and then turned off all coding for a month because my head was like physically, I had like a headache for a very long time. But check this out. Like, you see Pixa in the Discord posting unbelievable shorts. He's catching these rotations in these cyans. They pay very, very well because the odds are very, very high you're going to mean revert back down. So that's how that thing works. It's one of my better tools, and that's how it works. You touch it, it learns, and it pulls back away. So it tries to be your never been done before territory. So we can go back to the bottom too. This one's not going to show it too well, but you can see, especially with like the log, it doesn't show as well, but you push down below, it pulls this orange band lower. So the orange band is like the opposite version of this, just on the other side of the chart. So I hope that makes sense. The orange bands, they do get hit, but it's the same LD. You touch them, they'll pull down lower and learn their gains. So that's how it works. I mean, yeah, dude. Alpha pull, like we're talking here, you're in the lower bands again. The one thing I will tell you, like, because you'll see this, like on a normal chart without rainbow trends, and like you'll want to long the hell out of that. You will want to FOMO this, and it's bad to if you do. That's a 60% down draw. Like, there's people that FOMO like their whole bags and stuff like that, and then eat 60% down draws. So that's like the whole idea of like rainbow theory stuff. Like I have very bad mental habits. This stuff's built to like tap me on the shoulder and like, dude, runner, don't do that. So that's why you see me like I'll say like never buy, never long cyans. Like, it's not good. Be very, very careful. So that's kind of the idea, and that's how it works. Alpha, you might have to post it in the Discord for me to see it. I can do it here. I don't think you can post stuff in here. So anyway, that's machine learning in a nutshell. And if it doesn't make sense, it barely makes sense to me. That's just kind of how I visualize it. I say like never been done before is kind of like the, oh, I forgot that TV show with those dudes who would make all those custom firearms in Louisiana. They'd always joke, never been done before. So that's pretty much, if you believe your asset's gonna survive, those bands are fire, like to trade in. Like right now, Tesla's touching the bottom band on red. Let me go to 4 hour. I like Tesla on 4 hour. Tesla typically can't sustain too long in these. It typically bounces off the bands. I remember this is when every Tom, Dick, and Harry was trying to say like Elon is the Antichrist, but they went deep and it finally bounced and we caught that rotation. And so far it's ding, ding, ding. And now it's here, but what the bands are telling me is like, if you look at the worst volatility events of all time in all of Tesla's history, that equivalent as of today would be that window. On the flip side, if Tesla went all out, sky to the moon, right? The bands are telling me that equivalent today in 2024 is that window. So that's how that works. We can go back and see it real quick too. So you see it learning? So it'd been pulled somewhere way back in the days. It had already learned to pull the band up that high, and then Tesla ripped into it, and you can see it learning. See the angle there, right there. So now it's pulling your never been done before territory up, and then you really start getting those killer tops, which now they're really sky high. But it's Tesla, and for the most part, you can use the red and greens, but when it rips, That's when you want to go back and look at the science and stuff. So, anyway. Oh, 150x? What up? Yeah, I didn't even look at S&P today. I've been super busy. I've mainly been watching just Bitcoin. Yeah, so Powell pissed off the markets yesterday, and it fully retraced. So something's got to give. Until then, up only, right? We've got to see what they're going to do. All these people were betting that, like, the Fed's going to cut in March, and Powell's like, we ain't cutting in March. We might look at it in May. What is he going to do? I don't know. He's going to have to move eventually. Eventually he's going to have negative basis points. Is that now? Is that maybe it's a bluff and he's going into March? The bonds are really taking off like they're trying to call his bluff. I don't know. But eventually he's going to offload. So we'll see. It's been a fun one to watch and ride. But since I'm looking at TradeFi, let me look at NVIDIA real quick. Awesome. NVIDIA is $630. And they've got earnings on the 21st of February. NVIDIA can do no wrong, apparently. AMD had pullbacks today, though. Their earnings, not so good. What was the one? Was it Google? Yeah, Google was the one that rocked down today. Google had like green earnings, but their forecasting on like their ad revenue and stuff was down. So shout out to the Rainbow or the Runner bot, because it called that candle his top before the earnings hit. And then it teleported down. Not that that bot can read earnings that are not released, or even read earnings that are released, but it's cool to see shit like that. And now we're RSI bottom, but who knows? We're nowhere near the bands, so this is just chopped to me, in all honesty. So we'll see. Google, I want to check Microsoft. I'm real focused on the tech stuff right now because a lot of big tech earnings were this week. Yeah, Microsoft. I'm really not impressed with the Apple Vision Pro stuff. I really thought it was going to do more stuff, and then I watched the review Doppel posted, and that main reviewer guy was kind of biting his tongue. He wasn't too crazy about it. So maybe it'll grow with time and do a lot of stuff, but I don't know. I own 2 VR headsets, and they just kind of sit in the closet. So we'll see. I mean, I think it really comes down to the apps. If the apps do really well, maybe. But they did really good on earnings. And if you want to talk earnings, the one that made all the news today was Meta. How do you get this? I don't have it to do. How do you get it to show? I'm not showing. I need to show the after hours, or do you have to show? I forgot how you guys do it. Symbol pre and post market price. Bottom right corner. What do I hit? RTH. There we go. Regular trading hours extended. There we go. That's why I don't like it, because it does the colors. I know that sounds ironic, but yeah. Meta beat bad. 10% surprise on their earnings. Full send. It's going to be interesting to see what Zuckerberg does, because that's crazy impressive. And I think it's that, yeah, we're well into all-time highs. So that's awesome. Yeah, dividend was crazy. Oh, yeah, that's what it was. They beat on earnings, and then they announced they're going to be doing dividends for the first time. Go back to regular trading hours, but yeah, that's pretty cool. So we'll see. I don't know. If you'd have told me Apple and Meta were going to be heavily focused on VR 3 years ago, I'd have been kind of that's weird. But here we are. Thank you, Fletch. The other one, I wanted to check Costco. And we'll go back to Boeing and Tesla. Costco's doing awesome, by the way. Tesla, we're back into the bottom of this channel, printing another RSI bottom. If we get a runner bot bottom, maybe we'll get another bounce up to this other side. I don't know. We'll see. They just had the whole issue with the courts denying Elon his $55 billion pay, and now he's going to reincorporate in Texas, so that's going to get real interesting. He got kind of screwed on the Twitter deal, and now he's getting really screwed on this one. But I don't even know how a judge affects CEO pay, because I don't even think that was contested. But I don't care. I don't know. The Cybertrucks are awesome. I don't care what you say. They look like a darn warthog. So if we're going with a Cyberprint, there's your Cybertruck target. There you go. I haven't seen one yet, and I'm upset because my wife has seen like 2 or 3 of them. I'm just like, damn it, I want to see one. And I drive by a Tesla charger every day on my way home from work, and I've yet to see one. So I don't know. I want one. I just think they look awesome. But anyway, let me check see if anything's ripping right now. Send ASM. If you guys have any requests, drop them in the chat. Let me know. If not, we'll do chart requests. You can ask the other dudes in the Discord what they're looking at. Damn, that's a... The hell is PRQ? This reminds me of the old FET charts. Look at these volume impulses. That's wild. FET used to do this back in the day. PRQ is a trading web app. Like a bot platform. That's cool. Oh, I forgot to show you guys. Big news. FTX expects to pay customers in full in bankruptcy liquidation, per Bloomberg. FTX exchange won't be restarted, bankruptcy lawyer says. So FTX 2.0 is no more. So I'm very sad. Not really. I'm really glad that they're not bringing that back. But remember, a bunch of these dudes are on the loose. So if you happen to see someone who looks like this in a very, very nice yacht, maybe call authorities. Maybe announce what's going on Twitter. Maybe, I don't know if you guys heard, but Ben is stopping his crypto YouTube. Allegedly, he's saying it cost him $25,000 a week to edit his videos and produce them, etc. But remember, he went down and chased FTX down in the Bahamas. Maybe he's got the time now to go chase Trabucco, and we can go from there. I'm saying a bit of this a bit in jest, but everyone's got their demons, everyone's got their issues. He's going through a hard time. He's still got feelings, he's still a human. Sucks. He had an awesome setup with his wife and kiddos, and that's all gone, so whatever. Everyone likes to make fun of him, and I do too, but I typically try not to make fun of anybody, but I'm not gonna lie, he makes me laugh my butt off. So him chasing around FTX, him getting arrested on live TV with his girlfriend with a gun in the car, my wife tries to get me watch like movies and sitcoms and stuff, and it's just boring in comparison. So shout out BitBoy. That's where we're at. Aave chart looks amazing, so thanks, Josh. We're in this one together still, I'm sure, right? Big movers after the halvening. Aave, Files, Sol, and Zcash. Man, I don't think Zcash is going to do hot. I think the privacy narrative's dead, but I think Sol's going to be a top 10 for I think pretty much. Aave, I don't know. Aave chart looked amazing on high time frames, but it looks good. It just hasn't done it yet. I really thought that was going to be the SOS and pull out, but it hasn't yet. So I've got a pretty nice position on this that's in the red. So I'm waiting it out. But I think 9K's said a really good logic to this is I think your big runners are going to be coins you haven't heard of before. I think Sol's probably going to have one of the craziest runs that we're going to see out of the old coins. Link was another one that did this, but not as crazy. Sol went on a 400% run from the bottom. But you got to remember, they murdered it with the FTX stuff and the... what's it? Robinhood. Robinhood sold the bottom, right? Like, it forced everybody out at like 15 bucks. So this one was very, very extreme. But I think, like, I don't think you're going to see this stuff on Litecoin. I don't think you're going to see this stuff on Zcash. I think you're going to have to find the new projects that don't have back history to find this stuff that's really going to zoom. Is that Whiff Hat? I don't know. Is that, what was the one on the Solana phone? Dang it. Wow, Floki. What was the one that went crazy? Man. I forgot it. It wasn't Ordi, was it? No, I don't remember what it was. It was the Solana TRB, no. It was the one that just went absolutely bonkers for a bonk. I'm being an idiot. Is it bonk? No, it was a meme coin. I digress. I don't know. We can bring that up in the chat or the Discord. It's gonna drive me nuts. I don't remember it. It just went on like thousands of % runs, and it was the guys who had the. It's the one that made the Solana phone. The airdrop was more valuable than the phone. Whatever that one was. Maybe it was TRB. I don't remember. Bonk. Yeah, maybe. I'm not a Sol guy, and I don't have Sol phones, so I don't know. But anyway, we're coming up to the end of this one. I'm going to hop over into the Discord. Like I said, if you're new here, come hang out with us in the Discord. The Discord is for free. If you are... Also, make sure to follow. Engagement is really slow right now, so all the follows, trying to grow the channel helps. But if you go to the main website, link's right there. I think I can copy the link. Hold on. I can drop that in the chat. Yeah, there you go. There's the Discord link. Hop on there. We're going to hop on the open mic, and if you want to show me your charts or ask Manifesto, Doppel, or any of the OGs, whatever, it's a good time for it. But I will see you guys next week, 8 o'clock on Thursday, and we'll go from there. But anyway, I'll see you in the Discord, and thanks for showing up. Talk to you guys later.